Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Louise, and in this video I'm going to be talking about All Systems Red by Martha Wells. First I'm going to start with non-spoilers, and then I'll move into the spoiler territory. So, All Systems Red is a novella. I think it's less than 200 pages. I really like the world building, I like the non-point of view characters, I really like the concept of security robots, but the problem is that I just did not like the main character. And the main character is one of these security bots. They call themselves Murderbot, which that's a good name for this character, honestly. With what we get to know about their backstory, it's a very appropriate name for them. So we are given some explanation about the robot. They do mention that they have organic parts as well as non-organic parts. I'm just curious what that means, but it's not explained in this book. I assume that it might get explained eventually later on in the series. This book gives the impression that it is a robot with organic parts, but I'm curious if it's actually more of a cyborg. And cyborgs have organic parts. Cyborgs are born organically. The most important thing is that they have human brains. Everything else can still be non-organic, but it's the human brain that makes them still be humans, what makes them cyborg. So I'm really not sure about all of that. I do hope that that gets explained later on. Anyways, I don't really care for the main character, Murderbot. And the reason why is because I see myself too much in them. They're awkward, they don't like to talk to people, they are good at their job but don't enjoy their job. They'd rather be at home or not working and watching TV or reading or whatever. And I see myself in this character so much that it's kind of grating. Like, it's frustrating to me because when I read a book to be transported into a different world with characters that are vastly different from myself. Like, I'd rather see characters that are more intelligent than I am, or cleverer than I am, or stronger or more courageous. I don't read stories to see myself in them. Of course, I do feel that the other characters completely balance that out. The world itself completely balances that out. And no matter how much I might have disliked Murderbot himself, I did like everything else about the story. So this book is kind of a mystery. It's following this small survey team who realize that they don't have all the information that they're supposed to have, so they reach out to the other survey team on the planet. And then later on they find out that that survey team has disappeared, or at the very least they're not contacting them. So they go and find out what happened. And like, that's the first half of the story without really spoiling anything, because everything that's important happens in the second half. But like, this is a really short story. I say short story, novella. It's a short book. Like, it's one of those things that you can just read in one sitting. But with what happened in this book, like, I really liked it. I thought it was very interesting. I don't read a whole lot of science fiction. What happened in this book is absolutely new to me, but it does feel like everything that happened in this book is going to be explained or built upon further in the series. So I am interested in seeing what happens there. I think overall I'd give this book 3 out of 5 stars. I see a lot of potential in this book, in this series, and I'm interested in seeing how, if at all, Murderbot changes. So, on to the spoilers. The second half of the story is basically the survey team going to the other survey team's location and discovering that there's a secret third team that's on the planet that has killed the second team, and they're going to kill our survey team. The survey team leader, as well as Murderbot, figure out a way to basically make their or allow their whole team to survive. And then once they survive, and Murderbot has to sacrifice themselves, or they're in a position where they have to. They almost die in order to save the team leader. And so they bring Murderbot back and buy out their contract. And then Murderbot just kind of leaves, which is a little sad. This crew seemed to care enough about them to want to keep them from going back to the company. I don't know. The fact that Murderbot just left kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know. I am interested in seeing what happens next, but I do kind of get the feeling that what happened on this survey planet is happening on multiple other planets, and Murderbot's going to discover more information, and eventually they're going to accept the call to action and fight back against this other group. But yeah, overall the story was pretty good. It's the world building I'm most interested in. I think that there's a lot of potential further on in the series for there to be a really big, conspiracy thing going on. Like, that would be really fun. So I definitely see myself continuing this series, but I'm not like chomping at the bit to do that. I've got other things that are on my backlog right now that I'd much rather read. So again, 3 out of 5 stars. This is not my favorite thing ever, but it's not horrible. But yeah, anyway, that's all I've got. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like. If you're interested in what I have to say about further books in this series when I get around to them, or other books I read in general, please consider subscribing. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!